Everyone wants massive change, overnight transformation, the big breakthrough. But here's what nobody tells you. The greatest changes in life don't come from giant leaps. They come from tiny steps repeated so many times you don't even notice you're becoming someone new. This is the story of how 1% destroyed everything and rebuilt everything better. There was a young potter named Kenji, 24 years old. He'd apprenticed under Master Hiroshi for 2 years, learning the ancient craft of pottery. But Kenji was drowning in frustration. Every day he watched Master Hiroshi create masterpieces, elegant vases, perfect bowls, each piece flawless. Meanwhile, Kenji's work was mediocre, crooked rims, uneven walls, nothing special. He tried harder, stayed late, studied technique obsessively, pushed himself until his hands ached. But nothing changed. His work remained average, forgettable. The gap between him and the master felt impossible. One night, staring at another failed pot, Kenji felt the weight of hopelessness crush him. "I'll never be great," he whispered. 2 years and I'm still worthless." The next morning, Kenji approached Master Hiroshi with resignation in his voice. "Master, I don't think I have what it takes. I work hard, but I'm not improving. Maybe I'm just not talented enough." Master Hiroshi kept working, hands shaping clay on the wheel. He didn't look up. "How many pots have you made this month?" "Maybe 15, 20? "And how many did you make last month?" "About the same." The master finally stopped, looked at him. "That's your problem." Kenji frowned, confused. Master Hiroshi stood, walked to a shelf and pulled down a simple clay pot, rough, uneven, ugly. "I made this 40 years ago, my first pot." He set it down, then pulled down another, slightly better, then another and another. The shelf revealed a timeline, each pot marginally better than the last. Tiny improvements, almost invisible when comparing neighbors, but comparing the first to the most recent, night and day. "Every day for 40 years, the master said quietly, "I made one pot. Not 10, not 20, just one. But I made it 1% better than yesterday." 1%? Kenji repeated, confused. "That's nothing." "Exactly," Master Hiroshi smiled. 1% is so small you don't even feel it. Your ego can't brag about it. Your fear can't stop it. It's invisible. He placed a hand on Kenji's shoulder. "You're trying to become a master in one giant leap, but mastery doesn't work that way. You don't jump across a canyon. You build a bridge, one stone at a time." The master walked to the wheel, sat down. "Starting tomorrow, make one pot every single day. Not your best pot, not a perfect pot, just one pot, trying to be 1% better than yesterday. Don't aim for greatness, aim for barely noticeable improvement." Kenji wanted to argue. 1% felt too small, insignificant. What would that even achieve? But looking at the master's shelf, 40 years of 1% compounded, he understood. Small changes invisible to the eye, but unstoppable over time. The first week, Kenji made 7 pots, each one almost identical to the last. He felt foolish. "This isn't working," his mind whispered. "You're wasting time." But he remembered the shelf, kept going. Week 2, still no dramatic change. Pots looked the same. Week 4, minor improvements, barely noticeable. Month 3, his hands moved differently, muscle memory forming. Month 6, something shifted. His pots had character, not perfect, but better. Year 1, Kenji placed his latest pot next to one from month 1. He gasped. They looked like they were made by different people. The change was invisible day to day, but compounded over months, undeniable. Year 2, visitors to the studio started asking about his work, asking to buy pieces. Year 5, Kenji had his first exhibition. Critics called his style refined simplicity. They didn't know the secret. 1% repeated 1,825 times. You don't need to be twice as good tomorrow. You need to be 1% better. 1% is invisible. Your ego won't celebrate it. Your fear won't fight it. That's its power. If you improve 1% every day for a year, you're not 365% better. You're 37 times better. That's the math of compounding. But most people quit because 1% feels like nothing. They want the magic pill, the overnight success, the dramatic transformation. They don't understand. Dramatic results come from undramatic actions repeated until they become who you are. The gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't crossed in one giant leap. It's crossed in 1,000 tiny steps you barely notice taking. Kenji still works in that studio, now in his 50s. His pieces sell across the world. People ask him, "When did you become a master?" He smiles. "I didn't. I just got 1% better. Then I did it again and again for 30 years. The master's shelf is full now, hundreds of pots, a timeline of invisible improvement compounded into mastery. You don't need to be great today. You need to be 1% better than yesterday. Do that for a year, then look back. You won't recognize who you were. If this changed how you see improvement, hit like, share it with someone trying to transform overnight. Subscribe for stories that rewire how you think about success.